Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I'm your host, Christian, the unbiased king. Still no soundboard, but this was the last week. I figured out my method. Next week, there will be a soundboard, but until then, I am your host, Christian Espinal, and joining me, it is the man, the myth, the legend. It is the Tank Top Sage. It's Joshua Gangsta Time Cole.
What's good, guys? Thanks for listening. What up, Chris?
Hey. Also joining us, it is our producer, the boy, the edgelord, Big News Brian.
What's up, nerds?
Hey. Oh man, big show today in more ways than one. We have our usual regular lineup, and they're all pretty crazy. Very eventful week. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into plugs right away. You could find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. I also have a second podcast. It's a comedy podcast called The Schweekly. That's it's the SCHWEEKLY. It's a comedy podcast. It's we just wrapped the season. It's like a 10-episode podcast so far. And yeah, check it out. It's a lot of fun. Do all that. Josh, where can they find you?
On Instagram at JDCole_37. And I'm on Twitter at New Jump City Josh.
Oh yeah. Brian?
You can find me at b.esp on both Instagram and Twitter. And if you ever want to catch me when I'm streaming, you can find me at twitch.tv/.
Beautiful. You can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram as well. And on TikTok, I guess, if you're cool like that. Find us there. You can email the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. At newjumpcitypod@gmail.com. I feel like I keep forgetting to say the email, and that's why it's not in my mind right now. But there it is, newjumpcitypod@gmail.com. Submit your questions, your comments, your thoughts about the show, about the chapters themselves. Next week, Jump is off, but we do have a little handful of monthlies that we're going to go through, and maybe some questions while we're at it. So submit your questions, and maybe we'll read them on the show next week. But yeah, that would be the place to send them. Subscribe to us on YouTube. I know we haven't been posting lately, but starting tomorrow, I believe I set it to go. The backlog of episodes that we've been doing since my computer died will be going up. It'll basically just be audio only because we don't have a video component quite yet. Still working out of a temporary workstation here. So yeah, every day for the next few days, there should be like one of the backlog episodes going up until we get to the current one that we're on right now. So subscribe. Every day. So subscribe to us on YouTube, please. Like, share, all that stuff. Comment. Help us win back whatever favor we had with the algorithm. I'm sure it hates us by now. So please engage with the show once it's back on YouTube. And yeah, that's it for that one. If you prefer the audio podcast, though, of course, you can subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts. Every possible platform. There's one called Overcast. We're on that one. So I don't know what that is, but we're there.
Really?
Yeah. We're on Podcast Nation, something like that. We're everywhere. So, just look up our name and subscribe to us on your chosen podcast platform. And yeah, with that being said, those are all the plugs. Let's get into the show proper. Let's start it off with One Piece. One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1081, 10th captain of the Blackbeard Pirates, Kuzan.
Alternate title, your boy got smoked.
Yeah, I mean, as far as we know, it doesn't mean it's over yet. But hey, let's not get over. What?
Your boy's a pack.
He's a pack?
Pack.
Oh, he's a
as in the
pack.
pack that I'm about to roll up and smoke.
Yeah.
Put your boy in the blizzard.
Yeah. Well,
We'll save that for later.
I'm not saying I'm not going
because I got
preemptive.
more to say. I got more jokes.
Okay.
I got more sayings. I got more colloquialisms
Yeah.
and phrases.
All of the
Let's get into it.
colloquialisms. All right. So last we left off, Garp decided to descend upon Blackbeard's hideout, the pirate island known as Full of Lead, and just as unleashed fucking havoc on the city, unleashing a massive hockey explosion at the center of town where like all of the pirates were gathered at the time. We also learned the various powers of the other captains of Blackbeard's fleet. The main ones, Evaro, Pizarro, Vasco Shot, all those guys. But yeah, now we're getting into the aftermath of that. Pretty much every pirate that was in the surrounding area was basically defeated by this one punch. And yeah, Garp descends upon everybody, and as he's laying about a field of defeated enemies, he's just like, "Huh! After all these years, I'm losing my edge." And isn't
I like
that?
how one of the guys is like, "Shut up, out of you,"
Yeah.
with that trope.
Oh my god,
Oh man, I used to be stronger,
bro!
and this is enough.
I don't care.
Shut up, Garp.
That trope will never not be cool to me.
Like, it won't, but he's right. He's like, no, you was never stronger than that. This is enough. This is enough for anything you need to face. Right? Anything you hit head on with this wasn't okay after that. I'm not saying you beat him,
Yeah.
but they wasn't okay. They thought to themselves, I can't take another one or two of these.
Nope.
Or it's over.
Nope. But yeah, everybody's just flabbergasted at the damage he's caused. Everybody has seen that Kobe's okay. All the other members of Garp's marine crew pull up. And as Kobe and the other girl, Hibari, are making their way towards Garp, Hibari is suddenly frozen. And you know what time it is? Ice time. It's ice time. And yeah, Hibari is completely frozen. Garp turns over. He's like, Kuzan, what have you done? Unfreeze Hibari right now. And it's at this point where, as Aokiji is saying that, like, we can't have this, Kobe. You can't go escaping when Teach isn't around. We get a flashback to the day that Aokiji actually joined the Blackbeard Pirates. It was 2 years ago after, obviously, Akainu and Aokiji fought over the right to be the next fleet admiral, and
It was a holy war.
yeah, and basically a year after that battle, Aokiji pulled up on the island of Full of Lead, and he already froze San Juan Wolf, who
You're wrong. It wasn't Full of Lead. It was.
oh, was it
Winter's
not?
Oh no.
Well, what?
Never mind. I was wrong. I was wrong about the island. I don't think they're on Full of Lead,
I don't think they're on Full of Lead either. You're right.
but they're not on Winter's Island. That's later.
Yeah. In any case, yeah, San Juan Wolf is frozen. Blackbeard has arrived at the bar to find Aokiji at the bar and basically being like, I didn't start that shit. I just finished it. And Aokiji's cool as hell. So, they actually start to get along pretty immediately. Blackbeard is hearing the story of his battle with Akainu. And Blackbeard's just like, so what did Akainu say after that? He said, 2 men came up the ranks together in a fight to the death. I could feel something boiling up within me. And then he goes, as you think you're made of magma,
Right.
So yeah, Aokiji explains that he only has one leg now. If you watched One Piece Film Z, you actually already know that.
Whoa.
Watch out.
Lore.
Yeah.
Lore in a One Piece movie? Oh.
Honestly, yeah. I was actually surprised. I was like, oh yeah, they really kept to that, huh? But yeah, Akainu lost his leg in the battle against Akainu. Oh, did I
Do you
say
think his
Akainu?
leg got melted off?
Probably. He got magma'd pretty hard in the leg.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough. Yeah, his leg definitely got melted off, and that's just like his skin leg. You know, it's not good. So yeah,
His leg meat pulled apart like oxtails
yeah,
or stewed chicken.
I fucking love oxtail.
Yikes.
So Katarina is just like, oh, her laugh is Murun. And she explains, like, speaking of scars, Commodore, does he know about burn scar? And yeah, we get a little bit of an explanation as to Burn Scar, who we first heard of with Kid way back directly after the Wano arc as they were all departing. Kid mentioned the idea of looking for a man with a burn scar. And we actually find out what that really means. Blackbeard explains that there are 4 road poneglyphs that we already knew. 2 of them belong to Kaido and Big Mom. The other 2, nobody knows where they are. Except for one of them's on Zoe. So we know where one of them is. But the second one is set to be held by...
Blackbeard didn't know that one.
Blackbeard did not know that. Thank God.
Ooh. Yeah, because he would have pulled up.
Yeah, he would have done some terrible things to the minx.
San Juan would have did something to that elephant.
Oh,
something real
man.
nasty.
Something real bad.
Very uncouth.
Quite uncouth.
San Juan just like, all right, you know how like the alcohol guy looks disgusting?
Yeah.
And also another person. There's another person that looks pretty dirty. Pretty unclean.
I would say
but San Juan, I don't think he's washed his ass in ages.
Oh, no way, dude.
I don't think he's washed his ass since he was a child.
That's a pretty hefty accusation to throw at San Juan Wolf.
But that's part of it. Well, good thing he's not real, and you know he can't check me on.
Yeah, he'll
that.
fucking find you,
That would
bro.
be problematic.
He'll be
I can't
giant.
have him pulling up to my block because
He'd
I don't want
sink
no
Manhattan,
problems.
so it wouldn't be good.
I don't want that. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, but he does look real dusty.
He does look gross. Most of the Blackbeard pirates look pretty dirty.
Yeah. It's cool though. Just not like they're dope to Marvel as characters in the comic, but I wouldn't want to stand too close to any of them.
Yeah, I would say,
and not out of fear, mostly out of not being confident in their hygiene.
Yeah, no, for sure. But in any case,
Brian would love to hang with all of them, though.
Brian, no.
Brian, you would love to hang with them? They seem like fun guys to chill with. If you don't have beef with them.
No fucking.
Well, Blackbeard's not Edge, is he?
I would say he's pretty Edge. He's a little Edge.
Pretty jolly. Could you be jolly?
What? You're right. Edge? You're right. I don't know. I don't think he qualifies.
Jolly's like it's like opposite from Edge. Because Garp is an Edge.
Garp is not Edge.
Blackbeard is the guy who hangs out with all the edgy kids.
Right. He's the lit guy. Yo, Teach is pretty cool. He reminds you of the dude that shows up mad different kinds of people.
Yeah.
Like you just kind of see him everywhere. But he's also an asshole, I guess.
Yeah.
He hangs out with them because like he can use them.
Yeah. Well, anyway. So yeah, Teach explains that there's one of the poneglyphs is being held by a man with the burn scar. And Aokiji goes, "Who, me?" And Vasco Shaw's like, "You just got your burn scar. There's no way it's you."
So we're talking about something from centuries ago. Maybe. Wait, no, because then that nigga wouldn't be alive. Whatever. No. Anyway.
Lafitte explains that that the burn scar man rides in an all black ship, and he swallows enemies in a gigantic vortex should they wander too close. So I guess he creates whirlpools in the water whenever somebody gets too close.
Did he do that to Bonnie and Clyde?
Maybe. I mean, it's possible. She did come in out of nowhere, after a vortex of some sort. I don't know. That's a good catch, Brian. Josh, I didn't really even realize that.
See? Luffy's on the way to see Burn Scar him.
It's potential.
Burn Scar him.
Her Burn Scar him.
Yes.
Shiryu actually thinks as the guy who it is a government man, just like some guy who works for the government low key, but isn't associated with them too much.
Nah, he's just saying that because he's a shice lord himself that
That's true.
betrayed the the fucking Navy. So he would say that.
I think both
said it.
things can be true. I think he genuinely thinks that, and also he's a shice lord that would think that.
That would all right? Like, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's plausible.
Yeah. So Aokiji is just like poneglyphs. I got no good memories about them. I remember when we did a genocide for them.
Is that true?
Yeah, he was talking about
Did I
Ohara.
miss that?
He was talking about Ohara basically is like, if I had seen one of those red stones at Ohara, I wouldn't forget it. But all I remember was a good friend fighting back against the government.
Ohara. Yeah. Right. That I don't know why I thought that they were talking about Marijoa.
Oh no.
I made a mistake.
Yeah. So yeah, as Aokiji actually recants the story of Robin, Jesus Burgess is like, haha, sounds like a real boring story. And I'm like, it's a fucking sad and touching story, Jesus Burgess. You wouldn't understand,
Right.
you uncultured
It
swine. Jesus Burgess got me tight. He got me upset right now. Wanted to throw hands. She wants to live.
Like, you didn't read that arc, bro. You skipped that shit.
Oh yeah, you skip. Oh, Jesus Burgess would skip the best arc in the series
and go straight to fucking Water 7. He's the type.
Anyway,
I'm the type.
So
anyway, yeah.
So yeah, we see that Lafitte just whispers over to Blackbeard. It's like, hey, maybe we should take Aokiji's power right now. His power would be a huge boost. But he's not as slick as he thought he was. Aokiji heard that.
Not at all.
And immediately froze everyone, except for Blackbeard. And Blackbeard immediately is like, yo, my bad. I'm sorry. My man here made a stupid suggestion, but that's not my intent. Just the opposite. And he says, would you ride with us instead? And yeah, basically he's like, he explains that like, you're out of a job. You're not in the fucking Marines anymore. So, you know, what else are you going to do? Chased around by the powers of justice? He's like, you could work with us. Justice takes a different form in our world. And Aokiji is like, just because we share drinks doesn't mean I trust you. And
or want to be a degenerate.
A criminal. And Blackbeard's just like, have you got the wrong idea about pirates? Nobody said we were all the best of friends here. The only thing pirates need is an alignment of interests. And he says that you're a free man. What do you want, Kuzan? And at that point, we cut over to the present again. And Garp just immediately shouts over to Kuzan to let Kobe go, to put Hibari back to normal, and to come back to the Navy. And Aokiji just realizes, like, I guess I'm going to have to fight Garp. So he ices up, and he's like, He's like,
this is what I signed up for.
All right. He said, you always did like
the original bitch.
Yeah. I'm going to lose, but I'm not going to lose. Like, I'm not going to sit down and take it.
Ask Aokiji. Ask that nigga's face.
Yeah. Ask all those scars I left under his weird Hawaiian shirts that he wears.
Ask my leg bone that's scorched on that island somewhere.
Somewhere that's melted into the earth. So he tells Garp that he's like, you always did like to say whatever was on your mind, but I'm afraid I can't help you with any of those things, Garp. He says, I love that about you, but that's the reason I live the way I live now. He freezes Garp, and he's like, he basically is like, if you're gonna have to kill your first apprentice, basically, to save your new favorite boy. So, you know, don't be tied down by this nonsense. I taught you to live in the moment, Garp yelps. And he basically breaks out of the ice and just choke slams Aokiji directly into the ground with a move called Blue Hole. He just knocks him down to the fucking earth's crust, I guess. And And we cut over from that over to Winter Island in the New World, where we get the conclusion of the battle between Blackbeard and Law. Blackbeard has defeated the Heart Pirates. Their submarine is now in pieces underwater. And
LMAO.
Lamau. Basically, Blackbeard is like, without your ship, you can't be called a pirate crew. You've got no means of escape. And he said those 100 pirates whose hearts you stole at Rocky Port are all living in fear. But if I bring you back, if I bring your heart back with me, then they'll be in a celebrating mood. And we get this little like moment from Beppo, who is remembering a conversation he had with Chopper, and it seems like Chopper gave him something to eat, and he chomps down on it, and he is able to unlock his Sulong form, despite there not being a full moon out. And he basically attacks Blackbeard by surprise, catches them off guard, and buys himself enough time to grab Law and basically swim away from the danger. Law, as he's being swum away, is like, "We can't leave the crew behind." And Bep was like, "I'm not going back. Trust them. We came out of that frozen port in the north, and we made it this far. None of us are gonna die. We made it together as a team." And the chapter ends with the Heart Pirates defeated as Beppo swims away to safety. Wow, lots of stuff went down in this chapter. Josh, what did you think about One Piece chapter 1081?
First, I'm going to start with this. RGC.
Oh,
This
yeah.
was really close. And it was really fucking tough. But I cannot front. This One Piece chapter brought it on more ends than the other one did. I'll address that a little bit more later. Just know that this is my RGC. I guess we can wait and see if anybody else drops. We'll do it later because we don't have the drop anyway to cut it into it. So whatever. I'll give my RGC for now. Also, the next thing I want to say: JA, 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 JA. Do you know what that means in Spanish?
Ja.
That means ha 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 ha. LOL. Peck times 20. Listen, your boy got folded. I'm not saying your boy Chris. I'm not saying your boy Brian. I could be though, Brian. I feel like this. Anyway, this is for the lost stands that think that he's the best. They think that he's stronger than Zoro or Sanji or anybody else that's actually fucking relevant. All right, I'm going a little too hard, man.
Who are you talking
Lost
about?
that nigga. No, all right.
I don't think
Law?
I've ever heard anybody stand for Law that hard.
You're right. I do know somebody. I'm gonna have to talk my shit to that person when I do it. I'm gonna take that off the podcast. But nah, man, he got wrecked. Off screen, it's fine. I don't need convincing. His Blackbeard and his crew is too strong. They them niggas. But anyway, all jokes aside, I really wanted to know how Aokiji ended up joining Blackbeard. I remember when you guys told me. I didn't remember it from the comic, so it was such a fucking surprise to me. And I could see it because I was like, maybe he feels some kind of way about losing the fight. But this, I like that. I like that. I don't think we got the whole story. I think Aokiji has his own plans in mind. I think there was more to that conversation about what goals Blackbeard ultimately want, because we don't really know what he wants exactly. I mean, he said it. He wants to make his own country and stuff. But I don't think he's that simple. Although I wouldn't be upset if the goal was that simple. I just think there's more to it, so it's a little intriguing. It's nice seeing him fight. I like the grandstanding, and I like all the personality being shown by the Blackbeard crewmate. This was cool. I needed this. I really wanted to see this side of Blackbeard's crew, even if it was just a bit. And man, to sandwich that small flashback within a fight with Garp and Aokiji, You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. This is a crazy chapter. I was incredibly excited reading it. Very excited talking about it with you guys, and I'm super excited for the next couple weeks. This chapter was so good. It helped. I am content to wait 2 weeks for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Oh, wait. Before you say anything, hold on. Before you say anything, I really liked that exchange between Aokiji and Garb. How he was like I felt like he might have been a little facetious, but I felt like you could also read it like he's like, damn, bro, you're going really hard for this kid. And back in the day, I was your boy, yo. Like you I looked up to you and you said nice things about me and shit. You're not coming to save me. You don't want to come ask what maybe why I'm with Blackbeard or whatever. You don't love the government 100%. Why don't we talk it out? But it's like you just care about this kid. I don't know. I thought it was kind of like almost like a jealousy type of situation, but also like there being like a playfulness to it. So I like the banter. No, I don't like the banter. I love the banter, and I love the tropes. One Piece is the best. Now, Brian, I need to hear your thoughts.
This is also
You better not, yo. It's one
Follow
or the
your
other.
heart, Brian.
It's one or the other, and if you pick anything else, I might actually never record what you put for RGC for the rest of the time. There are a lot of stakes to this week's RGC for you, Brian. I'm just letting you know that.
It's really close. It's really so fucking close between two.
Okay. It was close, but let's hope it's close between the right thing.
I'll wait to put my RGC vote until Christian talks about it.
Wow.
Wow.
That's not fair.
All right. So, this chapter was fucking sick. I think, to be honest, it was a little ass-pulley for Beppo to just be able to go Sulong form, and just swiftly.
That's what you was mad at?
No, it's just that is the tiniest little nitpick I got for this chapter is that it was just a little ass pulley for Beppo to just go Sulong form. But I actually have a few things to talk about here.
Yes.
So people have brought up like this chapter brought up a lot of conversation about who the man marked by like the burn scar guy. People have realized that it may not be what's his face, the fucking giant guy, right?
Saul.
Yeah, people are saying it might not be Saul, and that Saul is just a like a little diversion from who it might actually be. And people are now saying that the man with the burn scar is actually Dragon.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Mainly because so there's 3 points, right? So the first point is that whirlpools could be caused by changes in weather, like
right.
So he could have caused those. And the ship that we always see, the ship that
are caused by movements in the ocean, not really. Which I mean, movements in the ocean are determined by the weather as well, but it's more about something happening, like whatever. You know what? I'm not a geologist. I'm sorry. My bad's about it, bro. I actually don't have the facts on that. I was kind of going off of vibes, bro.
That's okay.
And the ship that we always see Dragon rolling around in is literally jet black. Like it's always black whenever we see it. So there's that as well. And people are theorizing that the markings on Dragon's face is not like a tattoo, but it's actually like a stamp, like a mark that was put on him, like with
a branding.
Yeah, branding. So that could
pretty
be
brutal.
actually a scar, like a burn scar.
To be like marked on your face like that, that's crazy.
Wow. Maybe against his will.
Yeah, maybe he was like captured by like he was a slave for celestial dragons or something.
Or something, which
But-
caused him to be a revolutionary. I actually have some rebuttals to this. Well, really more to add on to what you're saying, but how did you finish it though?
But yeah, and then that's what's been going around with those theories in the One Piece community. But I have my own personal theory on what's going to happen with Law.
Oh my god.
I think Law and Beppo are going to run into Kid and Killer.
Oh. You think that he's gonna save him? That would be pretty fire. That'd be a good way to save Kid, who is
because they both lost in very similar circumstances. They both lost their ship and they both lost their crew. So I think this is a good opportunity for them to kind of come together again. And they kind of realized, shit, we kind of need each other, don't we?
This screams cover story. I could really see it.
Like I think them fighting Big Mom together and winning, and then immediately when they leave this island, they both lose to emperors, like very handedly, is kind of like a showing that maybe Law and Kid are supposed to be a duo. Like one is powerful and irrational, and then you have the other one which is very versatile and strategic. You know, like they work off each other actually very well, and I think they might just join forces to kind of reclaim their crew for the time being and kind of be like a cross guild kind of situation. Because you see Beppo going down into the deep into the water.
He is underwater.
So there's a chance that he'll see like the wreckage, because they can't be too far away from Elbaf or the waters of where Elbaf that fight happened.
You know what's funny? I think like I saw somewhere, I don't know if like this will really count because it's kind of a fan map, but somebody like charted out like where they are in relation to each other, and they are everybody's fairly relatively close to each other. Like they're not far beyond each other, so it's entirely possible that they link up.
I feel like that's hard to tell because like granted you could assume they're not far because they just both left. They all three of them left at the same time essentially. So like you would think they're not that far apart, but how could you even know geologically, like I mean geographically, at what point of the well, you know, whatever, man.
I'm not sure.
Good for them.
It would be cool if if that was the case. I have no idea. I'm just going off of what I saw in passing one day. But
as far as the road poneglyph goes, I think you're really onto something. That theory, and you as well, Brian, is onto something about Dragon potentially having it or it being with the revolutionaries. But I just can't see a situation where like Shanks hasn't secured poneglyph himself, but not it just being about Shanks, but the fact that Elbaf, they should have a road poneglyph. That's an important place.
yeah,
Just as important as Wano, right? I mean, maybe that's going a little too far. But
it is as important as Wano, 100%. Because they have.
I don't think we're gonna get the arc that we got for Wano for Elbaf. But you know,
Elbaf has all the history charted by O'Hara, so it's probably more important than Wano.
No, I think we're all bucking. All four of the poneglyphs, we know where they are. There's the one on Zoe. There's the one on the one that Big Mom had. There's the one in Wano country. Oh no, wait.
Right.
There's a road poneglyph. Oh no, my bad.
JK. Well, Big Mom and Kaido each have
the fourth one was on Fishman Island, but it's no longer there.
Oh. It was moved?
Yeah, by the man with the burn scar.
What?
which is probably Dragon.
Yeah, I just looked it up because I thought I remembered that we seen the fourth one, but it explains that I'm looking at the wiki right now where it's like at least 25 years
It
ago.
was there, right?
Yeah, it says that at least
I
25
remember
years ago,
Robin.
this poneglyph was located at the Sea Forest next to Joy Boy's apology message. At a certain point later, the road poneglyph whereabouts became unknown and it is currently lost.
What did the Joy Boy apologize for?
It wasn't I think it was like a messed up message, like they didn't get the full one. But Joy Boy had there was another poneglyph that was on Fishman Island in which, because Robin discovered it in her travels in Fishman Island, and she said that like when she read it, she was like, it seems like it reads like an apology from this guy named Joy Boy. So I remember that much, but
This is the best part about One Piece.
Yeah.
Any series can do this, but it's the fact that seed's been planted for so long.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just makes it that much more rewarding.
Yeah.
I wonder what it was. Man, we better get a Wano level flashback for the past, man.
Oh my god! If we get another Wano,
I don't care how long it takes, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, this was also my really good chapter of the week, obviously. It would be a unified really good chapter of the week if I had the soundboard, but unfortunately I do not. Next week though, I'll have it back. Yeah, this was just so fucking cool. You guys said a lot. You know, going back in time, I like how Oda is like so good at just dropping information but not the whole story. You know, because we know like why, you know, we know how Aokiji ended up with the Blackbeard Pirates, but we still don't really know why. Because he could have just not said yes, but why did he say yes? Is the question here. And not just that, he's like one of his captains. So like he's in it. So that's always interesting to me. I just love the little dynamic between him and Garp. It is just like the benefit of One Piece just having such a fucking lived in world that's like no other that I've seen. It's just like so it's just such a rich world, has its own history independent of the Straw Hats by like leaps and bounds. It's a real strength. The thing is, I think Beppo was given a Rumble Ball by Chopper, like a special modded one, because Chopper made it specifically for him. So, and they can't access the Sulong Four without the moon. So I think like Chopper made it for people, probably on Wano, in the intervening time of their healing.
Like a custom Rumble Ball, right? Not just a regular one.
Yeah, modded for minks so they could access their Sulong forms. Which makes
I was wondering actually if like it was just a regular Rumble Ball and it just happened to bring out that you know, like it was just a coincidence.
No, it's
which I would have been fine with.
Well, that's what's interesting is that what I was wondering about when the Rumble Ball is eaten, he becomes the Sulong form, and I'm wondering if like the Zoan fruits like have their Sulong form in a sense. Like if they're like the Zoan fruits have some kind of derivative when it comes to minks and their people, because when Chopper eats enough Rumble Balls, he becomes the monster, and that could be just the Sulong form of a creature that's eaten a Zoan fruit. You know, if that does that make sense?
No, that makes sense.
That would
because
I don't know.
Why else would Chopper become that? His form is.
I don't think he becomes a Sulong form.
No,
I think,
not specifically, but I think he's very close to it. I think like I feel like it's just not. It's not dissimilar. You know, like I feel like they're very similar in their ways because Sulong forms are immensely powerful. Like Beppo looks like a monster. You know, when they get that full moon, they become monsters. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching, but I feel
what I think it is that I think it was a custom Rumble Ball, and I think it was I don't even think it was a Rumble Ball in of itself. I think it was a custom medicine similar to a Rumble Ball where it gave, because look, the moon you know, all it does is activate certain things in them, right?
Mhm.
All he has to do is replicate whatever it is the moon is doing to their body, which sounds kind of crazy, but you know, I'm sure that's what Chopper did. I think you know, he's that dope of a, you know, biologist or whatever, or doctor that he can
Yeah.
create stuff like that to have, you know, yeah, that's what medicine does. You know,
No,
you
I agree. I think you're
make things
absolutely right.
manipulates the body to heal itself better or get rid of things.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right about that. I'm just wondering if like Chopper inadvertently found a way to kind of replicate that within his own body with the rumble balls.
I'm fine with him not being with
No,
his
I'm sure
monster
he's
form,
not.
not
No, because he's
being
not a
like a
mink.
Sulong.
He's not a mink. So what he does is not a Sulong form. I'm wondering if
Mhm.
he just like duplicated that process within himself because with the rumble ball in conjunction with his zone fruit. Like he created his own Sulong form with the rumble ball unknowingly.
Because that would be interesting. Maybe there will be some lore implication to that.
Yeah, and I'm wondering that's why he was able to reverse engineer it so he could activate Sulong form within any mink without the moon. Maybe I was thinking too much about it, but I think that that would be kind of interesting. I'm not saying that Chopper's secretly a mink because he's not. But yeah,
I mean, there is a theory that that devil fruits were made with ancient technology, like during the Void Century.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, we don't know the nature of devil fruits. I was just thinking maybe without even knowing it, like Chopper was able to create a drug that turns you Sulong form, even though you're not a mink, somehow, some way, as long as you have a zone devil fruit.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, but that's my fun pontificating about this chapter. Just trying to bring it a little different. I think like Law's pirates will survive, uh, as opposed to maybe the the kids pirates, because I feel like you don't live in a submarine unless you know how to swim, or at least most of your crew does. So I think they'll just make it out and make their way to safety. Kids, and I will
Yeah.
give Law a little credit here. At least Blackbeard seems like he struggled in a 4-on-2 on land, as far as we know, because Beppo was there. He really did put up a little bit of a struggle against a warlord and 4 of his strongest people. So he wasn't one-shotted like Kid. So I give Law a little credit
Yeah.
to you Law stands out there. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about this chapter. It was fucking awesome. The lore. We knew there'd be lore after Wano. We didn't know there'd be this much lore. I'm having a little bit of a lore overload in the best way possible.
Was this your RGC?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I've
I would have respected if it wasn't. Excuse me.
All right. Well, any rebuttals? Anything to add?
Nope.
Alrighty then. Let's move onward to My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia, chapter 386. I am here. You know what time it is.
Brian is here too.
Brian is here, coincidentally, for this chapter. Okay, so last we left off, lots of stuff was going down. All for One was able to escape from the fucking beating he was taking between Mountain Lady, Gigantomachia, Tokoyami, and a bunch of assorted heroes. He was able to beat them all up and escape. Tokoyami is kind of like hanging on for dear life. So is Hawks. Gigantomachia and Mountain Lady seem to have been pretty. They're in bad shape. It's not looking good for everybody. And we open this chapter with basically Sukauchi and the other people at his headquarters just panicking because, you know, they're losing people left and right. This battle is like really taking a toll. And all the while they're monitoring the escape boxes that are carrying civilians to the evacuee shelter. 17 through 32 of those boxes have arrived, and now All for One is passing by Edo City. They're discovering they're just trying to find new people to fight, and now they discovered that Dabi's heat is just rocketing towards Gunga, one of the towns in the My Hero Academia world. And they explained that Dabi's heat is like intensely increasing as time goes on, and at the current pace, in 10 minutes or so, he'll just have enough energy to destroy himself, and in that he'll trigger a massive high pressure explosion that will burn everything off the map within 5 kilometers. Tsukaochi's like, fuck. He's like, damn. La Brava is talking about how, there's Yue in the east, Shinketsu in the west, and the route that between them passes near Gunga. So, in theory, Dabi would be able to, I guess, like, attack, this, like, his blast zone will be basically all of the evac people that are still, like, trying to make it to the overall, like, shelter. One of which has Todoroki's family, coincidentally. So it's not looking good. Everything's exploding as this is happening. They're trying to figure out what to do. All for One is speeding up even more, and eventually he'll be able to use his gloop warp to reach Shigaraki and finish his merger. And yeah, with all hope going down, we then get a transmission from a single voice. After that, we cut over to Todoroki and Ida, who are basically struggling to walk at this point. Todoroki's just like, they're saying All for One will reach Midoriya, but I'm still on my feet. So, he's trying to fight his best. Ida is just like, you've gone through so much, bro. I can only imagine the feelings that drove you to stand against him like this. Why is this just your burden to bear? And it's at that point, All Might's voice breaks through to Ida and Todoroki's communication systems, and he explains the situation to them, that Ida and Todoroki have to make it to Gunga now because Dabi is on the verge of exploding, and they're basically the only ones who can stop him. Ida is the only one who could get them there in time, and with obviously Todoroki's quirk, he's basically the only one who could stop Dabi from exploding all over the place. So Ida hears the instructions, and he's like, he wants you to run, Ida, but your engines are stalled. And Ida is just like, say less. He tears off his mouth mask, gives it to Todoroki, and he says, the rain has done wonder for my engine's heat. Yes, I can run. Because after all, Todoroki, my legs are meant to guide wayward children. And we get a cool ass panel with Ida in his cool running pose. His engines are going vroom, 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 vroom. And meanwhile, in the distance, we see Stain looking on at his former opponents, saying, acting for the sake of others. And then we get a 2-page spread of Todoroki and Ida blasting off through the skies, running as fast as they can at maximum speed. We get a narration reminding us that the de-aging process has boosted All for One's power, but it has left him more susceptible to the huge amounts of hatred that Shigaraki currently possesses. So, the unlimited stock of hatred. And Tsukaochi is just in his place, just yelling like, don't be crazy. And we see All Might just chilling outside in the rain. He got out of his cool whip, and he's just like, you must remember the endless warring that got us here. And now I hear that Tomoru Shigeru's hatred is even affecting your original body. So I'm thinking you won't be able to ignore me Isn't that right? And at this point, Suko, she's just yelling at him, "Stop it! No, you're quirkless." We get this little moment of All Might remembering Midoriya asking if somebody without a quirk can be a hero like him, and the chapter ends in a big 2-page spread as All Might, in his skinny, weak version, just I guess activates some cool mech shit, and it starts to transform around him as All For One looks down on him with truly just hate in his eyes. Uh he's fully
Fiendish hate.
yeah, fiendish hate. It's pretty wild. And yeah, that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about My Hero Academia chapter 386?
This was a pretty eventful chapter.
Mhm.
It started off with Sukauchi freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because man, yeah, the situation has gotten really bad, right? He's about to explode. I guess that's the best way he feels like, he can deal with the situation. Like, how about that? I'm gonna blow myself up and fuck this whole operation up.
Mm-hmm.
So I dig it, Dappy. You go for it. Um, I ain't gonna lie. All for One looks really cool. Like, yeah,
Really
he
cute.
looks so angry at the end. Like, he looks a lot more threatening now. Reminds me of like Majin Buu or Kid Buu.
Mm-hmm.
Like how angry he looks in the face. It was, the situation with Todoroki and Ida was nice. It was nice to see Ida literally put somebody on his back and use his power to the fullest. I want to see him fight some more, and I think he's gonna speed up. He's gonna speed into a situation where he could kick somebody in the face. It's gonna be lit, and I really can't wait. I want Todoroki and Ida to beat the shit out of somebody.
Well, they're about to.
I'm pretty excited for that. All for One, I gotta see this fight. It's not the full circle thing. So I feel it could have been, but that's why I say I want to see how this fight goes down. It's looking like he's gonna have a big robot fist. And I really enjoy that almost as much as Beams.
Yeah.
We like Beams, New Jump
we
City
we do
podcast,
we do like and enjoy Beams.
and robot punches.
We have a whole drop for Rocket Punch, so
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really good stuff. And it's really too bad that there were a couple other incredible manga this week. Brian, what are your thoughts?
I thought this was a pretty sick chapter. Honestly, I part of me when I first read it, I was a little sad that All Might didn't take the airy reverse thing, and these two weren't gonna fight until they didn't exist anymore.
Oh, that'd be
which
so
would
sick.
which would have been sick. But I think this is also just as good when I thought about it, because it is like a reversal of Deku and All Might's kind of situation, right? Where one started with a quirk and now he's trying to learn how to be a hero without it, while one started without a quirk and he became he obtained a quirk to become a hero. So it's like it's like a nice little storyline, between the two of them. Like Deku looked up to Midoriya, and now All Might's kind of looking up to Midoriya. I mean, what? No, Deku was looking up to All Might, and now All Might is kind of looking up to Deku, is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of seeing what's going to happen here, and I think this is going to end with both of them dying, or at least All Might holding him off long enough for All for One to kind of disappear, and then that'll be the official passing of the torch to Midoriya and Shigaraki, and they'll officially be like at their strongest, because All Might's still just a visage, like a half formed visage within Deku right now. So I think they've been showing that visage so many times that it has to show up. It has to be like a thing where Deku speaks to All Might in the visage world, right? I mean, in the One for all for one world. Oh my god, I fucking hate it. If there's one thing I hate about My Hero Academia, is constantly having to remember what's the difference.
Yeah, I get mixed up all the time too.
I sound like a fucking musketeer every time I fucking talk about this shit. But yeah,
that's why I like using nicknames like Space Vader and the asshole. Because we all know who we're referring to. We don't have to guess.
We all know who the asshole is.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense, but I didn't know that it was like a two-way street where Shigaraki could influence All for One. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that would be really funny. To me anyway.
You inherited all that teenage angst, All for One.
You have too much edge in your body, All for One.
You need to get it out.
Your edge will be your biggest downfall.
All you can hear is Linkin Park in your head.
He's about to release the Get to Gotencho.
Yeah, for real. He's literally that drawing that you sent me, Josh, the other day.
Also, I'm surprised that Todoroki isn't helping Ida out by like cooling down his engines or something.
I think Ida mentioned
Maybe
that
he
the
will.
rain cooled down his engines enough that he could just do his thing.
It would have been cool if Todoroki did it, though.
It would have been cool.
Ida has some of the coolest fucking moments in this series. Can we just talk about that? Like, even though he doesn't get like a lot of shine all the time, like when he does get his moments, it is so fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like this panel with him carrying Todoroki and him getting in his running pose. Oh, that's so fucking fire. I fucking love Ida, man. He's one of my favorite characters, and I wish he got more moments to do what he does here.
Right? Right?
Because damn, he looks so fucking sick.
Would have been nice.
But maybe it's just me, and I have a
alright.
bias towards like fast characters, like
Fast.
running. Yeah, you fucking fast as fuck.
Gotta go
But
fast.
Damn, that is so cool the way that he drew this. And I think that's it for me. I don't have much else to say. It's kind of weird that Dobby is like going nuclear off screen.
Yeah. Well,
Like we don't even see Endeavor in this chapter, and he's fighting him.
yeah.
So that's a little dumb that Endeavor hasn't even said a word.
Yeah, he's not even
But-
in this chapter at all. I just realized that. They mentioned him by name, that he's there, but he's not there.
Yeah, like he's not even talking. It would be cool if he was talking to Endeavor about this situation because
just
he's
bounced.
there.
He just
I
said,
think
I'm
he's
over this.
actively burning to death right now.
He's like, ah!
Yeah.
He's going, yarg! I don't even remember how we left Endeavor. Is he actually burning to death?
No, he was fighting Dobby, but
Yeah, how do you think that's going right now?
Not great. He's making his way towards Gunga.
yeah, that's all my thoughts.
Oh my goodness. This was quite a chapter. I honestly, I mean, this was like my second place for really good chapter of the week. I really liked everything about it, and the more I hear you guys
Really?
talking about it, the more I actually like it. I guess I like it on the more thematic level. I think in terms of just the characters that are involved and their journeys as characters, I feel like this.
You
did
said
a
this
lot.
was your second?
Yeah,
favorite?
this was my second favorite.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wasn't
Whoa.
expecting that.
Yeah,
I wasn't
Wow.
expecting
Well, I think like this is hearing you guys talking about it. I feel like this was a moment where I'm like, damn, I feel dumb because when Brian laid out the idea, I think I absorbed this subconsciously, but I never really thought of it that way over the course of this entire series. That like the role reversal between Midoriya and All Might, I was like, oh fuck, I can't believe I never thought about it that way. Like not consciously at least. But you know, All Might has always been trying to like find his way to contribute, and you know, despite not having the power that he used to, and you know, he's at the very beginning of the series, Deku was in the same position. And I think that's just like such a really like cool like character journey for both of them, that they were basically like switching spots, and All Might is finally like finding a way to be a hero and understanding what Deku was about when he was a kid and he didn't have powers, but he still jumped into action anyway. Because All Might didn't believe that was a good idea back when Midoriya was like asking him. He actually told him, no, you can't be a hero without a quirk. But here he is, finding a way to do it. I just thought that was like a cool dynamic between them. And I love that a lot. I think there's something interesting about Ida and Todoroki being the one to stop Dabi, because they both have brother issues. You know, like I feel like Ida has this thing with, you know, wanting to be Ingenium and all that stuff, and obviously Todoroki and Dabi have their thing, and I feel like that's kind of intentional, that Ida had the brother that everybody wanted to aspire to be, or that he wanted to aspire to be, while Dabi is the opposite. Where Dabi was wanting to aspire to be, at least in a power sense, to Todoroki's level, and was like always jealous of that and the affection that he got from his father because of his power. And instead, Ida doesn't admire Ingenium for his power, but you know, his goodness, and you know, his inherent like need to help people. I thought that was kind of cool. A lot of like parallels going on in this chapter, and that's why I really appreciated it. Also, All for One.
Yeah, it was pretty deep. I didn't think about it that way.
Isn't the my legs are meant to guide wayward children? Isn't that an enginium like thing? Isn't that like their?
I don't know
their
actually.
catchphrase?
If it is, I mean, that's another.
I think it's their catchphrase. I'm not 100% on that, but
well, that's pretty cool if it is. It's a cool little moment for Ida finally embracing what his brother was all about, and going off to stop Dabi's brother and help him, you know, realize what makes Todoroki so cool, really. Not just his power, but Todoroki's overall sense of justice and being a good person. But yeah, I don't know why. I feel like this chapter like really like hit on something. It feels simple up top, but I do feel like these little ideas are going to be expanded upon later. And plus, you know, All for One does look cool, and there's the impending battle between them that is going to happen. I don't know what this cool mech thing he's doing, because his car is also doing some cool stuff.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to Iron Man All Might, I guess. Iron Might. That would be fire. But yeah.
Okay, so I think his brother. Hold on.
His brother is Ingenium.
Brother. Okay, so his brother told him that the quote was, "People who find a lost child and take them to a lost child center." I've always thought of those sorts of people. I always thought those sorts of people were the coolest. So it was similar. So this is him taking what his brother said to heart, essentially.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, those are all my thoughts on My Hero Academia. I thought it was a pretty solid chapter overall, and if One Piece wasn't so friggin' fire, I'd probably put My Hero up there. Not to say that the next chapter was actually kind of wild too.
I just wonder what Stain is gonna do, because I hate how little they used him in this series, and he has to have a really huge moment.
I feel like that's what's gonna happen. I think
there's a chance. There's a high chance that he's the one who ends up beating All for One.
He's tasting somebody's blood. That's for sure.
He's gonna taste,
and it's gonna be in a real nasty way.
He's gonna taste All for One's blood and paralyze him for the remainder of his life.
No, he's gonna do it to Mr. Phosphoros so that he doesn't explode.
Nah.
And Ida's gonna rush in there with Todoroki defending him from the fire, and they're gonna snatch some of his blood and bring it back to Stain, and he's gonna be like, "Yeah, that's the one. Yum.
Yeah.
GG.
I mean, weirdly enough, for Stain, either path makes sense on a thematic level for him. Because he's always had this kind of obsession with All Might. So he could stay and help All Might fight. But he also has history with Ida and Todoroki, so he could help them. I don't know, man. Different scenarios there.
He's going for Mr. Phosphos.
I would place my bet on Todoroki. On going with All Might.
Oh shit. Now I gotta be the tiebreaker here. I'll go with option number 3. He doesn't do anything for the rest of the series.
That's, I guess.
Oh,
also,
I thought you was gonna say these nuts.
that would have been legendary, Brian.
Which this is also just as likely, I think, to be honest.
I would say Brian's third option.
He doesn't do much.
Yeah, that he doesn't really do anything at all.
He just provides commentary and confirms, "Hey, you are a real hero now because I don't want to kill you." And
he provides sports commentary from the side. He's like, "Bang! Bang! What a shot from Todoroki!" Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
All right. Well, I'm all good on My Hero Academia if you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let us move onward with Chainsaw Man.
Oh shit. We're doing Chainsaw.
What? Chainsaw Man.
Did you not know that Chainsaw Man came out?
We're not doing JJK first?
That's after Chainsaw Man, isn't it?
Oh.
Don't we usually do Chainsaw Man first?
Chainsaw Man.
You know what?
Whatever. Let's just do Chainsaw Man.
Nah, let's do Jujutsu Kaisen. I think I fucked up the order. That was my bad.
Okay.
Fuck it. Jujutsu Kaisen. My bad, everybody. Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 2. JJK. This is Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 221, Gain and Loss. So last we left off, the heroes have come together in order to finally unseal Gojo after so long of not having him in the series. In the meantime, Megumi is completely lost to Sukuna, basically. Sumiki's body has been completely destroyed using Megumi Fushigoro's technique. So
damn,
he is now drowning in an endless...
Dead.
What was the quote, Brian?
He is now drowning in an endless pit. Wait.
Yeah, you gotta find it, Brian. Because that was like the perfect. That was the perfect.
Kurapika is now drowning in an indescribable emptiness.
Megumi Fushigoro is now drowning in an indescribable emptiness.
Yeah, which we had this time.
Yeah.
With the most hype fucking music in the background.
Oh my god, Hunter x Hunter was so good, even when it was bad, man. It was so... That's the best way I would explain it to somebody, bro. Hunter x Hunter is so good that even when it's bad, it's you still gonna watch it and be like, "Yeah, this is
awesome.
Yeah, this is crazy."
Yeah, this rules.
Yeah,
Kurapika is now drowning in an inescapable emptiness. It's one of the funniest shit I've ever seen.
So, okay. So, we opened the chapter with Itadori and, damn, what's his name? The joke guy.
Hollywood.
Yeah. Takaba.
Damn, you forgot the name.
No,
It's not
Takaba.
good.
Takaba. I'm pretty sure his
Okay.
name's Takaba. So they're basically they set up like a little blanket and put the back of the prison realm on it, and Angel's like, "You plan to unseal Gojo in here?" And he's like, "Yeah, is that a bad idea?" He's like, "No, physical time doesn't flow in the prison realm, meaning that you can't die from causes related to time passing, such as hunger or old age, unless you decide to kill yourself there. So you, in theory, could use that like a time machine." Um, he says, like, it's only been 19 days for us, but we have no idea how much time has passed for Gojo. So for him, it could feel like he's been in there for centuries. So we don't know if he's actually gone crazy in there. And if that's the case, if he's like lost his mind in there, it's probably not a good idea to like unseal him in a confined space. So what they do is they drive all the way out to this like the boonies out there somewhere, and that's where they finally decide to unlock him. Angel flies up and uses the Jacob's ladder, and it completely unseals, it seems. They go and look, and the prison realm is gone. And Angel is like, fuck. He is like, is this my fault? And it explains that applying the Angel's Curse technique to the prison realm makes Satoru Gojo disappear. And he explains, like, maybe he was evil or something. Maybe it's his fault, basically. But at that point, there is an earthquake that comes off, and Itadori is like, that can't be just coincidence. And then we get an explanation from Geto, who is explaining that he placed the prison realm in a subduction zone 8,000 meters underwater in the deepest area of the Japan Trench. And he also left a cursed spirit as a detector inside the layers of the seals. And he said, I did all that because Tengen told me about the back. This way I could kill you if the seal disappeared. But then 2-page spread. Guess who's back? Back again. Gojo's back.
God, that's
Tell
so
a friend.
I'm here to win.
Oh, so cool. 2-page spread of Gojo just standing atop over Geto with his cool 6 eyes thing going. And he's like, it's been a while, no? Have a nice rest. And Gojo's like, I think you should pick your words more wisely. They're about to be your last. And they do a big clash thing, but Gojo is actually intercepted by Sukuna as Gojo is like, you've changed since I've been gone, Megumi. And yeah, he goes to, and Sukuna is just like, you remember? And we remember that point where he swears to that once he makes Itadori's body his, Gojo will be the first one he kills. And he's like, I got a new boy, but I'm still gonna kill ya. And Gojo delivers one of the coolest shit talking moments in the series. He's like, you ran away from Yuji, but now you want to talk tough? How sad, dude. Urume gets tight, and he's like, how dare you? But Gojo shuts that up real fast. Punches
right in his fucking chest.
He said, who are you? Oh my god.
He said, who are you after?
And
that is ultimate BM right there.
Sheesh.
I like how nobody gives a fuck at all about what happened to her either.
Poor Tsurume. They're like, Getsu just pulls up. He's like, wait, keep your promise to me before fighting him. And Gojo just starts continuing with the trolling. He's like, oh, the almighty Sukuna is taking orders from that patched up old bag. And Gojo actually thinks to himself, he's like, actually, I've got things to do before I fight him. I'd like to mourn Suguru's body, but Sukuna is awfully tight with whoever's possessing him, thanks to some binding vow they made or something. What a pain in the ass. And at that point, Sukuna thinks to himself, like, I have more to teach you about love and the ultimate strength and the solitude it brings. I think he's remembering what Yorozu said. Um, and he's like,
Interesting.
yeah. And at that point, Sukuna's like, very well. And Gojo asks for what the date is, and they say it's November 19th. And Gojo's like, let's say we do this on December 24th. He's like, haha, how romantic. Isn't it gross to make plans with each other on Christmas Eve? And Gojo's like, well, having 2 death anniversaries would be confusing. Yoosh. He's, I'm going to kill you both on the same day. And Geto's just like, you don't expect to lose? And he lets out a ha, and he remembers that little conversation that he had with Itadori.
Oh my god, that was very well documented conversation on New Jump City.
Oh my god. And it went a little something like, hey, is he stronger than you, Sensei? And Gojo's like, good question. If Sukuna were to completely regain his power, it might be a little tough. And
A
he's like,
little tough.
he said, would you lose? And the chapter ends with basically almost a splash page of Gojo looking directly at us and going, no.
God damn.
Yo, god damn it!
I should have gave this RGC. I should have gave this RGC.
We all should have, but we
Oh,
we went with
should've.
our guts, man. We went with our hearts.
Oh my god, Gojo is so fucking sick.
Yeah.
All right. So, Josh, what did you think about Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 2?
All right. Well, what I'm going to begin with is explaining why One Piece won over this. As incredible as this was, and as fucking hype as it is for Gojo to be back, and not only, but to address the statement made that, I'm not gonna lie, for some reason, like, really made me attached to the series and like the character. You know, just knowing that they're the strongest. There's, you know what I mean? There's something incredible about that. So, he's about to make good on these words, and I have just no expectation in my mind that he's going to lose. Zero. Nothing for narrative or story, no plot device, nothing like that, bro. He may not, no one may die in this fight. He may end up escaping or something like that, but it's only because he chooses to. Or there's some bullshit stipulations. But I am worried about Sukuna leveling up. I think that girl he fought, what's her name? You know, Megumi's sister, the sorcerer that took over. But yeah, Yuruzu. I think she gave him something to use. And, you know, maybe Gojo would be, you know, Sukuna at full strength, but maybe not evolve with the understanding the importance of love and responsibility. And fighting for something, you know what I'm saying, more than just yourself. That gives you a lot of strength, especially in shonen manga. So, yeah. But anyway, look, the reason why One Piece got the RGC is because there was a lot more story involved. This was kind of straight to the point, and I was more shocked that Gojo just suddenly appeared. I thought there would maybe be some type of situation where they had to go inside the box and free him. I didn't think it'd be as simple as her using her curse technique and then boom, he appears somewhere else. You know, it was a shock, but who gives a shit? Gojo's about to fight against Sukuna and that lame dude that took his friend's body.
Kenjaku.
So, man, Cloud9. Too bad One Piece was so lit. All right, like I said, you had the fight scene with One Piece, us learning about Blackbeard's crew, and the lore implications with the Burn Scar Man. You know, it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot for Jujutsu to contend with. Brian, what are your thoughts?
This chapter was so fucking sick. I think the reason why Gojo is such a, like, compared to most series, you don't see a character like Gojo, right? Like, when you get a reveal like this, like we were introduced to him from the beginning, and when he said he was the strongest, we kind of like that's like an eye rolling kind of statement, right? Because that's in every fucking manga where somebody's like, "Oh yeah, I'm the strongest. I could beat the main villain." But as the series goes on, you truly like even when he's not around, you truly start to understand that Gojo really is him. Like as the series goes on, the more you learn about curse technique, the more you learn about what opponents are out there and the versatility of curse technique. Gojo continues to stand above everybody every single time, even when he's not present. And his return in this moment where everything is kind of being stacked against our heroes, him coming back and having this kind of impact where he's literally standing in front of Sukuna and Kinjaku and they can't do anything to him is so fucking sick. I'm so excited to see what happens with him because like at this point like he's the main character of the series. Like he literally just took the helm from Itadori and Megumi and he's kind of the protagonist all of a sudden. So I'm really interested to see what what the series has planned for him and in Itadori and stuff, And the paneling for the last page is fucking amazing, by the way. Like it's so simple, but it just speaks so many volumes. And it's kind of like a reiteration that now he's not just a cocky bastard. He's not just in over his head. He knows, like, he can win. He knows he'll win. That's how fucking good he is. And I'm really, oh man, I've been waiting for him to come back for so long. And the week before, I think I said, I'm ready for his ass to come back. And now he's here, which is fucking awesome. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen is like just the best at putting constant I'm him energy out there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like so many characters over the course of this series that have just been competing for the title of him. And that's really what Jujutsu Kaisen is. Overall, if you read every volume as I have recently, it really is just like a bunch of characters going, I'm him. No, I'm him. No, I'm him. So I've had it's just such phenomenal, fun storytelling here. Gojo as like, it's so funny because he's such like the Band-Aid character that like every writer feels like afraid to have. Because Gojo is in theory the solution to everything. If it's such a like a weird risk to have his character around, because then the question is always going to be like, why didn't he just like kill everybody right here, right now? But
Right.
But
Because he wants to mourn his friend's body first.
that's true.
I mean, I think he's also
He has
worried about
emotions. He's still a regular person.
I think he's worried about the binding vow that Sukuna made with him.
Yeah.
And like the ramifications that it'll have if maybe he kills them now. But yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, it's just so cool. It is cool. This chapter was cool. Incarnate. Like if you want a physical cool thing, it's Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 221. Fantastic chapter overall.
Correct.
Got my blood pumping, got me fizz bumping in the air as I was reading it. I was holding it was all my power to hold back yelling "Let's go" the whole time I was reading it. And really, isn't that what Shonen Jump is all about?
Yeah, this was the coolest.
Just the need to be like, "Let's go." Shonen at its best gets you jumping out of your seat like you're watching, I don't know, some kind of championship, and your home team is doing amazing. But good times all around. I don't really got anything else to say. There's nothing like really super deep to break down here. It was just so fucking cute.
Also, quick question: where the fuck is Kashimo?
I don't know. He should be with them in theory. You know what? You just made me think about that. It's like, oh, now he doesn't have to fight Itadori.
Cash money, oh.
Yeah, Cash Money.
One thing I will say is I'm just like the tiniest bit disappointed that Okotsu didn't get like one more moment of shine before
Are you sure it's not over?
Gojo came back.
Series
Yeah,
not over.
but like everybody was kind of built up like, oh yeah, I'm the guy who can surpass Gojo. And I'm also the guy who could also surpass Gojo. And now Gojo's back, and it's like,
Oh, nobody's surpassing him.
yeah. It's like, nah, that ain't happening.
No, nobody's touching it. I mean,
cannot see Okotsu doing what he just did.
how funny would it be if they just like trap him in the prison realm again?
Oh man,
That'd be
I
so
won't
wild.
deny that Sukuna's gonna probably give him a really tough fight
Mhm.
compared. Like there's gonna be some trickery going on. This guy Kenjaku, he planned. He knew he might come out, and he would have to deal with him.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the
So-
things too is that like I have no idea how this is going to shake out. I know that like I feel like now after whatever training arc is coming next, because I think there is going to be a training arc. I feel like we're going into the final phases here. Because we've had Shibuya, we've had the Culling game, and I think Akutami has mentioned that there's like 3 big arcs in the series, and we've just gone through the last 2. So I think this is endgame territory here for Jujutsu Kaisen. May it be a long one. I'd be down for that. But yeah, I'm just excited for what comes. Lots of potential, lots of fun stuff going on. I've got nothing else to say. I'm just so excited. Jujutsu Kaisen won't be coming out for another 2 weeks, another 3 weeks actually.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen is off it's at the time of this recording, it's 20 days to the next chapter.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think Black Clover has the same deal. Black Clover has like a month. That's crazy. Anyway, that was Jujutsu Kaisen. Are you guys
What?
all set to are you guys all set to move on?
What is going
Yeah.
on?
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now, let's move on to Chainsaw Man for real this time. This is Chainsaw Man chapter 127, Save the Asa. I guess like as a play on Save the Cat from earlier in the series.
Cat or dog?
Cat. It was Save the Cat, remember?
No, I'm referencing what happens later in the chapter.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So last we left off, Denji was seemingly defeated by the falling devil until somebody went up and fed him their blood. In the meantime, the falling devil seems to have found Asa and is now wreaking havoc, trying to get Asa to fall into hell, I guess. And the falling devil's so creepy as she just like shoves Asa out of her cover, and now Asa is just holding on for dear life. She just grabs Asa's head and just climbs down behind her like some creepy fucking spider person. And she's just like, I could tell by the way your muscles move, by the smell of your sweat. Your attachment to life is weak to begin with. And man, she's just convincing her to let go, and she says, I could promise you a peaceful fall. And then all of a sudden, Asa's just getting images of her past traumas with that fucking shitty orphanage lady, Yuko, I think her name was, the justice level lady, the cat that was killed when she was young. And she just let go and just starts falling. And at that point, she just starts to feel at peace. She's just like falling upward, and she's like, I won't have to cause trouble for anybody else or get my feelings hurt anymore. I won't have to lie in bed. You know, I do have one regret though. Even one person, even if it was with only one person, I wish all my heart I'd. And she gets cut off by Denji grabbing her and just be like, "Come on!" in his Chainsaw Man form. Hell yeah, good for Denji. And she's just like, "Chainsaw Man," and he's like, "That's heavy." I think he's calling Asa heavy. And she's just like trying to get Denji to let go. And she's just like, "I'm okay with falling. I accepted it. Life is nothing but pain, getting made of a fool of, and getting your expectations up only to be let down, isn't it?" And Chainsaw Man just takes him in and he's like, "Well, yeah, but like, oh shit." And he lets go and he starts falling upward with Asa. And he's like, "It's like the worse you feel, the heavier you get, but upward." And he's like, "Think happy thoughts, dogs, cats, dogs, cats." And at that point, she stops it. They stop in midair, and Denji still just keeps trying to shout happy thoughts at her. And she's like, "Don't make me remember cats." And honestly, same. I relate to Asa in this moment. And she's like, "What would you know? No one has it worse than me." And she's just like, and Denji's like, "Just when life seems super awesome, as soon as you let your guard down, something crappy happens out of nowhere and screws it all up, right?" But he's like, "Life ain't all that bad. But day in and day out, you couldn't remember all the bad stuff and the disasters piling up like a hamburger made of crap, right?" And Asa just looks at Chainsaw Man and is like, "How did you get over that, Chainsaw Man?" And Chainsaw Man's like, "I haven't gotten over it. I'm not over it." He's like, "Only I've got something to live for. Something I look forward to so much that I'm willing to eat that crap burger." And Asa's like, "What is that?" And Denji is just like, "Sex! I want to have sex!"
Pussy. That's why. That's it. That's the goal. That's all. That's the only thing in his mind.
Dude, and then Asa's just like,
"You gotta need that cut."
Asa's just like, "Ew!" And that's where the chapter ends. Wow. Oh my fucking god. That's where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about Chainsaw Man chapter 127?
This was a funny chapter for me because in the beginning I was like, "Oh, come on, Asa! Like, we went through this already. Like, you're so ready to give up. You want to give up so bad. like, like every chance you get, you're ready to just like, all right, whatever, fuck it." But I do feel bad for her. She went through some crazy shit. Losing her parents, losing her friends, being a weirdo in school, etc., etc. Although I guess I thought when she seen an image of her friend that turned into the Justice Devil that she was going to regain the strength. But luckily Chainsaw Man was there. And I thought that was such a great analogy, the crap burger. Because that's exactly what it is. We eat a lot of shit in real life if you're a part of the working class. So even as an adolescent, that doesn't have to work. If you're in school, life is fucking tough, and you got to keep pushing. And that's what Chainsaw Man does the best, because he was the poorest. He was the poorest out of them all. And when one of the most prestigious goals in your life is to eat bread with jam on it, yo, you know what I'm saying? It allows you to have a much more positive outlook moving forward. And I think Asa should adopt that as well. Maybe not sex, but she can start with maybe just keeping a friend or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brian, what's your thoughts?
I don't have much to say aside from this was the most like Denji thing I've ever seen happen in the series so far. Where he's like wise, almost profound, even until like you get to his motivations and they are as simple and dumb as possible every time. Denji is such an interesting character because like he's very unique Like he's such a unique shonen character, but he's like I don't know how to describe him. He's like some weird fucked up version of Luffy, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense. He's like Luffy if Luffy was like a crackhead, like an actual crackhead who
Wow.
who was around for like 50, who has been smoking crack for like 50 years. That's who Denji is.
That's an apt, I guess, description.
Yeah, those are my thoughts. Pretty cool chapter. Pretty great.
Yeah, this is I guess I understand the analogy of the falling devil now. You know, the idea that, you know, it gets you to fall upward, or, you know, however you fall, by tapping into your traumas and making you relive them constantly, and just like keeping it is just like suicidal tendencies and all that stuff. I feel like that's the weird insidious nature of the falling devil, you know. And we see it with Asa, who has been a character who's been fucking struggling, man, like of her own accord. You know, she has her issues that she's just trying to get past, but nothing seems to ever work for her. You know, she has these like conflicting needs in her mind and her soul, and she seems to really struggle with them. And she's had a really tough life and can't really get away from her past. And the falling devil is just here to just let her, like, make her give up, like give her reason to just quit. And there's something about falling specifically that's just giving up, in a sense. You know, you're allowing yourself to just be like taken by gravity. It's fucking deep, bro. Now I understand. Now I feel like I understand, like, kind of whatever symbolism the falling devil was supposed to be. The way it kills is super insidious and very dark. And you know, I there's so many instances that Chainsaw Man makes me feel dumb, because I'm sitting there reading it as, you know, Denji's like positive speech, and I'm just like, you tell her, Denji, you know, you go for it, bro. And, you know, like, I was getting to the point where he's like, the only thing he's got to live for is like, yeah, bro, Nayuta, he's trying to send her to college, bro. And the next page, I read this like not in landscape mode, so I had to flip through every page. And then the next page is just like him yelling that he wants to have sex. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Right. That is his main motivation.
And I feel Fujimoto really fooled me, because he did have that like little one moment with Nayuta where he was talking about how, like, well, you know, I'm trying to get her to do college because she deserves it. And, you know, I was like, well, Denji's like, you know, maturing. You know, he's finding other things to live for besides that. You know, you could live for this one thing all you want as well, but, you know, it's nice to have other things in your life to supplement you. And I feel like Denji is finding it, but nope. He is still Denji. And I'm like, well, I guess I am stupid, huh, Fujimoto? I guess I am dumb for expecting anything else. But yeah, Chainsaw Man is so fucking it really just does toe the line of being like incredibly deep and very symbolic to one of the funniest things I've ever read. I love this series so much, man.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's so great, and this chapter was no exception. So fucking good. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about Chainsaw Man. Fun ass chapter overall. But does anybody have rebuttals or anything that they want to jump in and throw in there?
Brian.
Brian.
No, not really.
All right. Well, with that being said, I suppose we can move on to Black Clover. And with that, I'm gonna pass it over to Josh.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I am covering Black Clover, chapter 357. Oh, I'm sorry, 358. Last week was 357, and what happened was we had that little interaction between Yami, Mr. Slashy Slash, and not you know. I actually forgot the brother's name. I forgot both the brothers' names. The Dark and Light guys. You guys remember
The what?
the Dark and Light?
Knocked
and
Morgan.
fucking Morgan. Yeah.
Light and night, right?
Morgan and Night.
Morgan.
Knocked.
All right, Morgan Freeman and Knocked.
Is that just
Okay.
German for morning and night?
It probably is.
I'm learning.
I'm sure that's like.
I'm learning German, and Morgan is morning.
You said you're learning German?
Yeah, Duolingo.
Speak German right now.
I don't know enough to speak it. I'm just
Speak German right now.
Du bist Kellner?
I don't believe you.
I just said it. I just
sounded
said
very racist.
I'm not. Hey, it's not. I think I still said something wrong.
For saying that, huh?
I think
I'm the prejudice.
Hey, you guys told me to speak what I know. I really don't know enough to speak it, but I can read it. Okay. Anyway, go on, Josh. You go on.
Yeah. So like I said last week, we got all right. Basically, Mr. Slash, the captain of the I'm not the Praying Mantis Brigade. I believe that's what they're called.
Jack.
Yeah, Jack. Thank you, man. I can't remember their names for shit. He sent an especially sinister Slash that divided the country into two parts. That will forever be the case for generations to come. And then he falls, and Yami lets the German kid. God damn it, I forget his name already.
Morgan?
This is all last week. Yeah, Morgan. Then Yami approaches Morgan and they're about to fight. And then we skipped over to Merleona getting her fucking arm blown up. And that's where we're at this week. Okay, we're Black Clover. So she's fighting against one of the Angel Knights. Of course I forgot his name too. He's the scientist one. Probably
Morris.
the worst one of them all.
Morris.
Arguably. Yeah, Morris. I think he's the most hated, probably. But he's got a bunch of arms.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, easily. He's got a bunch of arms, and they're all creepy and weird. And also, if they touch you, you die. Very inconvenient for the good guys. But Merleona generally doesn't care that much because when her body gets destroyed, she just replaces it with flames. Oh, now that I think about it, it's not really productive. She's gonna die. Well, anyway, she's trying to punch back this guy's arms, just with raw strength, and he's generally unfazed because he can regenerate so fast, and he's just touching everybody's spells and destroying them. He even snatched up one of the fairies from Yuno's Neverland spell and said, "I can cancel it out." Even though you can, and he's telling Merleona that even though you could count to the tentacles, you can't last long enough because, again, his regeneration is superior and she's going to lose the rest of her body eventually. And she says, "I don't care." Anyway, so we cut, I guess, to Fuego Leon. That's his name?
Fuego Leon.
Or was that the young
Fuego
one?
Leon, yes.
Fuego Leon. Yeah, they all have Fuego in their name or something. Yeah, so he's on his dragon glass and all the angels.
It's Merleona and Fuego Leon, so they all have.
It's all Leo. It's the Leo.
Leo.
Yeah, that's what they. Yeah, I said the Fuego. Damn, I swear I know Black Clover, guys. Anyway,
what's the name of the young one again?
Leon.
Is it?
No,
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, actually, I think it is something that simple. Because you could look it up, Brian, but I think it is something like Leon.
Yeah,
Vermilion,
he's not old enough
right?
to get
Vermilion.
extra
Yeah,
to Leo. He hasn't earned that yet.
Yeah, or Tabata is just like whatever. Leon.
Leopold.
Wow. So yeah, Fuego Leon is fighting with his dragon, I'm so nervous for the dragon. I don't want to see it die, but it's so big and out there, and it gives me flashbacks to a popular series that was on HBO that I don't want to spoil for anybody potentially. But it was very traumatic. 2 times. That's very traumatic. Anyway, do you guys know what I'm referencing?
No.
Yeah.
At least, all right. Well, as long as one of you guys do, that's good. I'm sorry, I sound like a lunatic. But the rest of the Leo brigade, I'm sure they have a better name. I know it's not Gryffindor, but it has something to do with fire. They're like
You sure it's not
Griffin
Gryffindor?
fire. I'm sorry.
You sure it's not Gryffindor?
No, I'm not sure. It could be. They are magical.
Mm.
It just might be Gryffindor, guys. But that's not the point. The crew members are starting to freak the fuck out. They're like, Merliona's getting blown up to pieces, fighting. Fuegoleon can't really touch the scientist, dude. We need her. We need her to like to do something, like, you know. So they're watching as she's still fighting the creepy scientist dude, and as he's about to give her this super special touch you up and die combo, a couple of the brigade members pull up and sacrifice their bodies, and that encourages the rest of the brigade to pull up and keep, and jump in front of the arms so Merliona could advance up to the scientist's body and give him a finishing blow. This is actually really crazy because they're dying one after another, like rapidly.
Yeah.
I mean, in the comic alone, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn it, 6. Oh my goodness, it's so crazy. A lot of them, almost like a lot of guys are dying for this.
Yeah.
And it's wild because the scientist is talking shit. Like, he's saying why she's risking her life. He's like, he gave her a comment. He's like, wow, your punches are so efficient. You was able to punch through my hand and burn the rest of your crew's body part. Wow, I can't wait till he dies, yo. I can't fucking wait. So, Fuegoleon even like looks like with the dots, like, that was spicy. That's your plan, nigga. So I would know. Why do they have a diamond on their head? Anyway, eventually Merliona makes her way through the sacrifice of the Gryffindor wizards,
Mm-hmm.
and she says that as a tribute to my fallen brigade members, I'll burn you and my life to ashes. I don't know why she has to burn her own life, but I guess she's gonna die anyway. I'm not ready for that.
Yeah.
But I just want him to die. As long as he dies first, we'll see what happens after, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the end of the chapter. That was Black Clover. Very excited. Brian, do you have any thoughts on Black Clover?
I was honestly a little shocked at how many people were dying in this chapter.
Like ants, like this was a John Wick movie,
Yeah,
bro.
for real. Like they had
This was
no
John Wick
agency
5.
over their own lives. It's kind of
You just
crazy.
read John Wick 5.
It's a little crazy that they just all gave their own lives like that. I know this is a shonen and stuff like this happens, but I don't know. There's something a little jarring about it in this series. But I think Merliona kind of going out on her shield is like a really big part of her character anyway. So I think it makes sense for her to kind of
She's
go
so
down this
hard
way.
body.
Yeah, like she'll do anything for her country, and this is like probably the most likely way for her to go out.
She's a boss goon.
I just wonder how many people are gonna come back to life.
I don't know. I don't know if Black Clover really does the come back to life thing a lot.
But I think it makes sense. I wouldn't put it past the series.
Maybe. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them either.
But yeah, those are my thoughts. Not much to say.
It's King Goomba on the block.
Wait, what?
She King Goomba on the block.
She's King Goomba on the block?
Yeah. Yeah. King. She's the best goon.
Oh, she's the king goon on the block.
Yeah, she's the boss goon.
Yeah.
But she's King Goomba.
I mean, hey, we love Mary Leona here. I'll say that.
We do. Yeah.
Yeah, this was a really cool fucking battle chapter overall. That one panel with Fuego Leon on the salamander was fucking fire, dude. This is like a metal cover. You know what I
No
mean?
pun intended.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. Pun intended. It was literally fire. Yeah, that was a really cool drawn panel. Fuego Leon, the Vermilion people, you know, they get it in every arc, really. I don't think there's a single arc where these people don't lose like a limb or something fighting somebody.
Yeah, they do be losing a lot of limbs.
Yeah, they've given more to the Clover Kingdom than any other character, I feel. But
Except for the guys who are literally giving their entire lives.
I'm talking
just-
about their clan, their whole group. Everybody in the Vermilion atmosphere is getting something. And
I agree.
yeah. I mean, I guess, you know, talk about conviction and stuff. But yeah, I agree with Josh. I just want Mary Leona to bash Morris's face in with fire. With quickness.
Yeah. Incinerate him slowly.
Yeah.
I
Unfortunately,
want her to punch out the outside of his body until he gets to the so he can feel everything until he dies.
Yeah, I want him and his weird tendrils barbecued, turned into calamari, disintegrating calamari. But yeah, that's I don't really have any other thoughts about Black Clover. Oh my god. You know what I fucked up, guys? I'm so sorry. The audience voted really good chapter was Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh.
My
so
bad.
we could have had a harmonic.
No, because it was none of our really good chapters of the week.
I'm saying we could have in an alternate universe.
Well, I guess so, in theory. You know, I fucked that up big time. I don't know why I forgot, but Jujutsu Kaisen won the audience poll for the week. And if you guys want to vote for your favorite series and have me announce the winner way too late into the episode, you can subscribe to our YouTube, and that's where I put up the poll every Sunday when the chapters drop on Viz's official Shonen Jump app. So
when did what I mean, Brian, what was your RGC?
It was One Piece.
we were all One Piece, except for the audience who voted for Jujutsu Kaisen by like 57% of the vote. It was pretty up there. It was like a pretty dominating win. So, congratulations, Jujutsu Kaisen. You deserve it. Anyway, that's all I really have to say about Black Clover. Cool fucking battle chapter overall. But yeah, any final closing thoughts before we move on?
Nope.
All right. Then let us move onward to Undead Unluck. And Josh is going to take the wheel again for this one. Go for it, bud.
Yes, sir. Undead Unluck. Chapter number 156. The right stuff. Last week, we went through the mini training arc of Unseen, encouraged by Unchanged, so that they could sneak onto the rocket ship and go off to space with Fuko. One wants to feel needed, the other one knows she's needed, even if Fuko doesn't know it.
Mm-hmm.
So they make their way onto the ship and they're out in space, and they reveal themselves to Fuko-sama and the crew. And here we are this week. They are both on their knees, I guess bowing Japanese style, because they know they fucked up pretty bad. And Fuko was tiny, but not that mad, because she never gets that mad. He's like, all right, well, I'm angry, but I actually need you guys right now. So let's do this. They get into form. Fuko's like, all right, I need you, Gina, to create a tube so that we can like safely land on the spaceship, on the station, you know, make things smoother for us. Like that, I could do it. But when Gina tries to make this. Oh well, I'm skipping a little bit ahead. So Fuko makes a comment how space is beautiful, but it's also scary. And I don't know. I had a moment reading this where I guess I thought about space for a moment, and yeah, of course it looks gorgeous. Just thinking about, I mean, more than just how things look, just the beauty of understanding how fragile your life or the Earth really is. It looks like we take like so much of us take the planet for granted, but to see it actually in its state, like wow, this is an object out here that is surrounded by vast fucking emptiness for light years ahead.
You mean indescribable emptiness?
Yes, which is the same indescribable pit that that Garp sank Aokiji into,
Man,
and that also
Kuzan is now drowning
wait,
in
yes.
indescribable
There's
emptiness.
another one though. There's another one though. I think it was
Megumi.
it was in Chainsaw Man. Asa was falling
Lots of
into an
people.
indescribable. Yeah,
Lots of
this
people.
that's
drowning.
that was this episode. Everyone,
Tons of people drowning in what was it? An indescribable emptiness.
Yeah.
yes, and let me tell you this: if you end up going to adrift into space, you want to talk about indescribable.
You too will be drowning in an indescribable emptiness.
Space is so vast. You know how far everything else is from you. You
Everything.
better hope a piece of debris pulls up and just and eradicates your body in a moment. You better pray. You better beg for that death. Because starvation sucks. Anyway.
That does suck.
Anyway. Fugo's getting them into form. And Kree pulls up on the spaceship and starts shooting at some asteroids, but he doesn't have regular bullets. He has these repelling bullets that cost $100 million a round. Good thing he has undecreased. It's funny because they let him know that, and she's like, not that it matters, but I'm just saying. Like, just be easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't drop it, because if you drop them bullets, you can't undecrease them. You just lost them. You're not unlost.
Yeah.
Damn, imagine having undecrease in Eden. Like you
Oh
have
my
snack,
God.
and they never. I'm gonna go on a tangent. So we focus on Gina, and again, she's creating this tube to reach the station, and it's kind of crazy because she can't see. She can't like I guess see the structure she's making because there's nothing kind of moving against it like rain or dust or anything like that you would find on Earth. But that also begs the question: what is she unchanging? Space? Because on Earth she unchanges air.
Yeah, let me see.
So what is she unchanging in space? Just
Since there's no rain or dust out here, I can't see. Well, she doesn't know if she's actually changing it. I think she's just doing what she usually does when she applies her power, but
she unchanges the air, and she unchanges other things. Like that's her negation. What is she unchanging out in space? Space itself?
I think it's just like not really working because she can't really tell if she's doing it.
Well,
Because she says she doesn't really know. Oh wait, are we? Did I go too far?
No, you're not. We're right there, the next page, literally. So, well, let me just explain further. Maybe we can have a discussion about it after in the end. But like we'll come back to it. So, she's saying I can't really see the tunnel, which is problematic because she doesn't know if there's any holes in it, and if there's any holes in it, that means whoever's crawling in it will get sucked out into space and get destroyed by debris, or again fall into an endless pit of despair. Both are pretty bad, so they want to avoid it. But earlier in the chapter, which I skipped over very quickly, Unseen asks Fuko if there's any role he can play out there, and she's like, nope, just stay in the station and try not to die or do anything stupid. He's like, oh man, all right. He goes into depressed Sean. I think his name is Sean.
Yeah, his
Because
name
they've
is
been
Sean.
doing a lot of play on words. I forgot what the first one was, but now this one is depressed on. He just puts his hands together like, I suck. So all right, anyway, skip it forward. Gina is not sure she made the tunnel yet because she can't see it. And they're all wondering, damn, like how are we gonna figure this out for sure. And then Unseen comes out of nowhere and Gold starts crawling through the tunnel. And they're like, wait, it's dangerous. And he's like, man, I have no worth anyway. This is I can at least make sure that, test this out for you guys. And plus, I trust my teammate. Really nice, very wholesome. Sean's a cool guy. Great character. He was a complete nobody in the other loop. Crazy.
Yeah.
So excuse me. Gina. Okay. So once he realizes that the tube is good to go and it's safe, he reaches the end of it, and they need to then attach the tube via the spaceship to basically angle it into the station, kind of like connecting a pipe.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. So Hugo's telling him like to the left, and then 5 degrees down, 10 degrees to the left from your perspective, and he's like, "Damn, yo, I'm trying." But now he's like, "Damn, like if I fuck up like the train, if I fuck up this, I might even end up pushing the station away from us, which will completely throw it off of orbit." And they kind of explained earlier that the reason they're able to follow along the spaceship is because they're both traveling at the same speed in orbit around each, like parallel to each other, I guess.
Yeah.
So if they push it, it's gonna go at a wide angle, and they're gonna have to it would take forever. So very precise job. But then out of nowhere, the controls start moving themselves, and Nico has no idea what's going on. So it starts the controls navigate themselves to perfectly attach the invisible hole into the spaceship. And boom, they made it on. Everyone's happy. Super fucking fun time. And they make the worst decision they could make and split up into two teams. You never split up, guys.
Never split up.
I don't care how efficient it sounds. You never split up. So, fuck efficiency. Nothing efficient about losing your life. Nothing efficient. Nothing. All right, so Puko is like, all right, let's locate the shelter. They probably still got food, but man, what's their mental state like? They've been for like 4 days. And then they see Phil hallway just chilling with his Renegon, full blown in both eyes, just to be precise.
Yeah.
And they're like, for Phil? So, of course Fuko knows about him, but the other two don't. Sean and Unchanged.
Gina.
So yeah, Gina. So Sean pulls up to Phil, and he's like, "Oh wow, like I'm glad you're safe. And this air in the station, that's crazy. This nigga's a dickhead. Like he literally sees things like debris floating around him. So he's about to like press the button
Yeah,
on
he
his
was
helmet to like
about to kill himself.
to release it. He's about to die. He literally
Yeah.
is about to kill himself. And Fugo was like, "Wait, hold it, Sean. There isn't any air in here." So they realize that Phil is just walking around without oxygen. And then he tugs on Sean's suit, and he says, "Save mom." And wow, this looks really fucking creepy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of the chapter. Chris,
Oh my
did you want to
gosh.
continue that conversation? about?
Yes.
Shit,
Okay.
I
I
don't know
think
what
what
it was.
what she's changing is the vacuum that's
Oh,
coming out of the space station. So I think it's the air that's coming out of the space station. She's making a tunnel out of that.
oh, that makes sense. Did you look that up?
No, because
I won't judge you if you did.
no, I think they were talking about like the vacuum of like the of the hole in the wall, basically.
You came to that conclusion on your own?
I think so, right? Didn't they talk about it?
No. Maybe I skipped over it, bro. That would be really
Mm.
poor for me.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I don't know. That was my thing. It's just let me see something. Obstructing degree. Gina used the air inside the hole. Oh, okay. So I think she's using the air inside their ship to create a bridge.
That makes a lot of sense.
So there you go. There's your answer. Because Foucault instructs her to use the air inside the hole to create like an air bridge.
Yeah, I definitely missed that.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll proceed with my thoughts while I'm at it. Yeah, it was a cool chapter. I'm always impressed with how he's able to use these abilities in a resourceful way. You know, I'm enjoying seeing Sean come into his own, and especially since like you said, he was just like kind of a nobody in the previous loop, and now he's just like a character with such importance. It's kind of interesting how Undead Unluck has been able to do that. I'm wondering if they already have Phil kind of just merged with some artifacts already because he was able. I think it was him who controlled the ship to dock it correctly when Nico lost control, and I think that was Phil.
I mean, he's clearly not normal. He's standing and talking in the vacuum of space.
Yes, obviously, but yeah, I'm wondering if they were trying
But
to.
I think I tend to agree with you. I think you're right.
I'm just wondering if they already outfitted him with these artifacts to such a degree where he's controlling technology. But yeah, man, I hope they save his mom. That's sad as hell. He's like by himself on this fucking spaceship. It's depressing. Yeah, I don't have much other thoughts about Undead Unluck. I thought it was pretty
Very
cool.
sad with an E at the end of it.
Yeah, sad, very sad. Sade.
Yeah, or SAD.
You said with an E at the end.
You're right, but I want to change it to the One Piece
back to
sad.
back to the correct spelling of sad.
No, but the One Piece one.
Oh,
SAD.
SAD. Very sad. All right. Well, Josh,
Yeah.
what
What
do you?
does SAD stand for again?
I forget what it stands for.
I'm very disappointed, but okay.
Yeah. Josh, what did you think about the chapter?
Really similar to you. I'm always amazed at how they express their abilities. I'm surprised that Sean didn't go invisible while he was in the tube.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought that would have been really cool if he would have did that and then popped up and said, "Oh, it's safe. I checked." Like that would have been cool. I
Yeah.
guess it was more funny for him to be nervous and like them see him rush out. That's more his personality.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Are those all your thoughts? Oh.
No. Let me see. Is there anything else that stuck out? Man, you on the money. I mean, I was also going to talk about Phil, how he's definitely got something up with him. What if he's controlled by the Uma?
That would be wild.
Excuse me, I got the hiccups, by the way, guys.
Yeah, I noticed.
Drank some soda and messed up. I fucked up.
Yeah, you fucked up, bro. You fucked up big time.
Yeah, but I think he's infiltrated by Uma. I don't think it's artifacts. I think there's definitely something up with him, right? Obviously.
You think he's possessed?
I don't actually think he has a gun, although that would be a sick plot twist.
Plot twist.
Naruto XUU. That'd be pretty cool. JF.
Jay.
Those are pretty much my thoughts. Looking forward to the next 2 weeks from now. Damn.
Yeah, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, monthlies at least.
We do have monthlies. Yeah. Well, that's it.
Dragon Ball Super.
Hey, Dragon Ball Super. We do also have Chainsaw Man next week, so there's that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Undead Unluck, and that has been our show. Oh wow! Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you could find me at the Chris Hospital on Twitter and Instagram. Listen to the Shweekly podcast. You could find Josh at jdcole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter, Brian at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. You can check him when he's streaming at twitch.tv/itspunchline. You could email the show. Follow the show itself at New Jump City and email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. We only have 3 series next week because we're doing monthlies to make up for Jump's not being here next week. So I think we're okay on having a little bit of new questions coming up. We should be able to finish the next round next week, I anticipate. So send us questions. Interface with the show. That would be super cool. Subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. Please do. I'm going to start putting up the backlog episodes up there. Again, no real video component really, but just to have it on there. One of the backlog episodes will be going up there every day, I believe, from here on out. So check us out on that. And we also do the really good chapter of the week poll on YouTube's polling system. So if you guys want to take part in the really good chapter of the week audience poll, then that's the way to do it, you guys. You get on there, you vote for your favorite series, and we announce it on the show, on the corresponding show. So check that out. Or if you prefer the audio podcast as it is, no skin off my bones, you can subscribe to iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pandora, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts, we're on there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, we'll see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out, everybody. Go Knicks.
Go Knicks.